Well, hello everybody. Welcome to P.B.M. Money. Today I want to just take a time and ask a couple of questions. Is it worth it? And when is enough enough? And when you think about it, the answer to those questions is probably the same. Is it worth it? What am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about the time from when you are done with the Ramsey plan, you got all your bills paid, and then you're going to start building for wealth. That's in between time is going to take you, based on your dedication, 10 to 12 years. And our little ministry and us are about halfway through the program. Now, if you look at the numbers right now, it doesn't look like we're going to make it in 10 or 11 years. However, having been around a while and done the math on other programs, I know that starting in about year 6 or 7, which is this year, by the way, the numbers are going to start steamrolling. And I can give you an example. We only got serious about starting saving money 3 years ago. The first year we saved $8,000. The second year we saved $18,000. This year we're going to save around $35,000. So each year it's a little bit better than doubled. So I know that by the time we get to year 10 and 11, somehow, some way, the math is going to work. But here's the problem. Is it worth it? And can we stick to it? Well, only you know the answer to that. And what does it mean, is it worth it? Is there a sacrifice? Well, if you're intentional with it, and if you stick to it day in and day out, yeah, there is a sacrifice. And let me give you an example. I met today with one of my students, and the amount that I had him saving was below where he should be because he was a little skittish about saving that much money that quick. He just started a month ago, and he's already saved $1,500, and that scared him because he didn't know how to save for that kind of money. So, and I told him when we started, and I reminded him again today, I said, write me up a detailed budget because next month we're going to start making it hurt. I said, right now all we've done is gotten the low-hanging fruit, and you're just gathering up and putting it in the basket. It's not causing you any problems yet. Starting next month, we're going to apply a little pain. And he said, well, why? And I said, well, because the sooner we apply the pain, the sooner we increase our savings, the sooner we can reach our goal. If we just keep doing the same amount as everybody else, then we're never going to reach it just like everybody else. So you got to ask yourself, is it worth it? And only you know that. And I told him when we started, I said, the best time to do this is when you're young. Because you can drive a junker. You can couch surf. You can have a house hack, and it affects nobody but you. I said, once you have a significant other, now your chances of reaching that goal drop by, I would guess, 50 or 60%. And once you have a family, it drops significantly lower than that. So the time to do it is when you're young, and that means either teens and 20s or 40s and 50s. I waited till my 50s. So, it does take time, it does take sacrifice, and it does take stick-to-itiveness, and only you can answer the question, is it worth it? Now, one of the things that I have done when I get to the point where I feel like I just can't do this anymore, is I remind myself, I spent a whole lifetime being poor-ish. I can spend, starting at the beginning, I can spend the next 10 years living the same way, only turn the pressure up a little bit, and then be fine in 10 years, and then I won't be poor-ish. Now, I just realized the other day that, like I said, we've been actively doing this for 3 years now. We just purchased our 4th little home, rental home. And with that purchase, I now have enough cash coming in to cover all of my living expenses except housing. And the goal of this game is to get my housing for free. Now, theoretically, I could take the income from one of these 3 little homes and pay off a little house on my own. But I don't want to do that, because once I do that, I'm done investing unless I do it properly. So I need to buy 2 more little houses that are paid off, so I can use those to grow once I retire, and along the way use these 4 or 5 little homes to help me to save money to expand. One of the things that I do is I only make $14 an hour, okay? So how am I possibly going to save $35,000? Well, because of those little rental houses and because of the other income streams that we have built along the way. As an example, I have a side hustle here with the complex that I work for, and that's going to bring me in $7,200 a year as a contract. Then we got the income from our 3 little rental houses. And then I have 2 jobs. So you see, and I live on about $1,200 a month. So everything over and above that goes directly towards my wealth building. But in order to do that, I have to work a scheduled 80-hour work week. I'm 62 years old. Could you work 2 full-time jobs at 62? Most people can't. I'm suffering with it, but I want the goal. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to make it work. Now, by the time I get my housing paid for free and it's time to go shop for my duplex, we should be well above enough to take care of my living expenses, because we're already there. So then the second question becomes, when is enough enough? Well, if you started wealth building owning your house, maybe owning your house plus having your living expenses paid for, maybe that's enough for you. But enough right now is enough for me with the exception of my housing. And I am tossing it around. But I feel like the plan once I retire is to continue to invest and grow. And all of my properties right now, and for the foreseeable future, I owe money on. So in order to have anything to pull cash from, to reinvest, and to continue to grow after I retire, I'm going to need at least 2 houses paid off. That's what the next 5 years is going to be about. Buying 2 houses or 2 income properties for cash. So by the time I retire, I should have enough coming in to take care of my living expenses, plus Social Security, which is going to be more than enough to do that, plus income for growth, plus the 2 paid off properties that we can go in and refinance, pull cash out of, and do different things with. As an example, if I pull 80% out of a paid off property, I take 20% of that, go buy another property, take 30% and sit it in an income producing investment for a year. Then the next year go do the same thing with the last property. I've now pulled 40% out of 200%, which means in each house. So now in our pool, I've got 80% of 2 properties. So I take the majority of cash there, pay another one of the early houses off, and then the next year start over. So now we will still be growing 1 or 2 houses every year or 2, but we will not be relying on my income from work to finance the growth. We will be relying on the income from our investments to fund the growth. So I got to ask myself, is it worth it? Am I satisfied enough to just take what I can get and take the easy way out when I'm so close, or just continue with what I'm doing until it's retirement time and then have enough not just to live off of, but enough to grow? And only you know the answer. This young guy that I'm teaching, he works 40 hours a week, and he feels like he's being deprived. I don't get it. I don't understand it, but it is what it is. And I think every one of us at some point in our financial journey ask ourselves, is this really worth it? Because if there is no pain, you're not doing it right. Even if you lived frugal before, which I do. And I always have lived frugally. But as prices go up and time goes by, you need to increase the pressure on yourself to try to find ways to live more frugal each and every year, and to make more money each and every year to reach the goal. Then once you retire, then you can take your foot off the accelerator. But as the Bible says, let's finish the race strong, and that's where I'm concentrating at. Well, you guys have a great day, a great week, and happy investing.